We are going to talk about some custom awards that we made up for the 2016 NFL season, and I was debating with Noah there during the break of which one of us should go first, and then I remembered I'm the one who picked the Super Bowl winner right, not Noah, so I will take the honors of going first. Have to give myself some kind of credit for picking that game correctly, which I did think about during the game, how you were going to win, and I was very upset that you had beat me several times on some of the picks, and I did not want to be defeated on the biggest stage of them all, and I was not, so thank you, Tom, and thank you, Bill, for making it all happen for me. So, some custom awards. So my first one, just to give you a taste of what we're talking about here, the Rising Star. So somebody who wasn't necessarily most improved, he wasn't somebody who was Rookie of the Year, MVP, but a rising star in the NFL, somebody who came out and just put on a show this year and let you know they're coming for some awards in the future. For me, that was Landon Collins, the strong safety for the New York Giants. As a safety, he had 100 tackles, 4 sacks, and 5 interceptions. He was arguably the best defensive player in the NFL this season. I thought he definitely should have had some consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. So Landon Collins was my rising star of the NFL this season.
If I came up with that award, probably would have also picked Landon Collins. That was a good choice.
Thank you.
But for me, today's Valentine's Day, so I came up with an award called the Cutest Couple Award.
Oh, that's sweet.
And my first thought was, I like Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson and Sierra together.
Oh my goodness.
They look good together, but then I thought, wait a minute, how could I forget Odell Beckham Jr. and the kicking net?
Definitely the cutest couple in the NFL this season.
Without a doubt.
I like that award a lot. I like the creativity. My next award was the No Love Award. Which player did I feel like didn't get enough love this season? Kind of underrated and flew under the radar. For me, that was running back for the Chicago Bears, Jordan Howard. Only 13 starts on the season, a rookie, and had the second most yards in the league with 1,313 yards, so 13. And with 13 starts, that must be his lucky numbers, 13. But yeah. Jordan Howard, I feel was definitely overshadowed by other rookie, Ezekiel Elliott at running back. Didn't get enough love. Any other time you have a rookie who's second in the league in rushing, they'd be getting a lot of praise. Just felt like Jordan Howard flew too under the radar. And he's a former Hoosier.
Yeah, and I think Jordan Howard, he was a good name coming out of school, but not nearly Ezekiel Elliott level. So
even Derrick Henry level.
Exactly. I don't understand why he didn't get more media attention. But my next award is Best Dressed. And you brought up to me Antonio Brown, which I totally forgot about. He is a very nice dresser. However, I like the cowboy look on Von Miller with his cowboy hats and his aviator shades. So I went with Von Miller.
Former Aggie.
Yes.
From Texas.
Yeah.
I did like those looks as well. As I said, 2 Dancing with the Stars finalists, or at least semi-finalists. I know they both went pretty far. So, they can dance and they can dress. 2 of the biggest names in the league as well. My next award, the One Hit Wonder Award, not for somebody who had one big year, but a guy who just had one big game this year. We referred to him earlier this year, and by we, I mean I referred to him earlier this year as a joke, the next Megatron. You have Marvin Jones in Week 3 against the Green Bay Packers, had 205 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, ended the season with 900 yards, which isn't bad, but when 200 of those 900 come in one game, and I don't think he topped 100 for the rest of the season, he was certainly a one-hit wonder this year.
Yeah, definitely not the next Megatron, as you projected.
I am going to hold out for another year on that.
My next award is the Best Stolen Celebration, meaning somebody took someone else's celebration and sort of shoved it in their face. So I went with Travis Kelce when he stole Tavares King's Ride the Pony dance, pretty much right in front of his face. I thought that was pretty awesome.
I wish we had a little clap track here for all these awards after we give one out, so they could have a round of applause. That is a nice award. For me, I went with a Dynamic Duo Award. Which 2 players on the same team at the same position were the dynamic duo of the year? 2 people where you could substitute one in for the other, and you never really felt like you were missing a beat. I had the running backs for the Atlanta Falcons, Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. I thought they were both excellent. They both can catch passes. They can both run the ball very well. And it didn't feel like the production level really dropped off when one came off the field in favor of the other. And they're a big part of why the Falcons went to the Super Bowl.
No Terrell Pryor and Cody Kessler in there?
No, that is not on my list. I did debate a couple others as Bryce Petty and Geno Smith. I thought they were a nice duo. But no, I didn't have Terrell Pryor and Cody Kessler in there because, I mean, you could have the dynamic trio if you were talking about quarterbacks for the Browns this year.
That's true. That's true. So my next award is the best football name. So the guy who, when you hear his name, you think, wow, that's a football name. That's a football player. And to me, ever since college, it's been Duke Johnson of the Browns. To me, that just, I mean, when I hear it, I think, oh, wow, Duke Johnson, that guy's a football player. And he's a pretty decent guy. He's a good football player. Helps out the Browns a little bit, so that's nice. I figured I'd give him a little recognition.
So the guy with the best football name is a very small player.
Yes.
That makes sense. My final award here is the LVP, my least valuable player of the season, the most prestigious award, in my opinion, in all of the NFL, the least valuable player. It was a toss-up between two players. I didn't know who to give it to, but I decided, after an offseason of not being able to go a day without hearing his name and speculation about him, I had to give it to Mr. Ryan Fitzpatrick. So congratulations, Ryan. You were the least valuable player this year in the NFL with your $12 million contract.
And however many interceptions he had.
And my runner-up for the award, I definitely don't think he should be forgotten because on such a prestigious award, if you were so close in voting, you should definitely get some recognition. Brock Osweiler, don't worry, you have a great opportunity to win this award next year.
He sure does. So my final award is the Best Big Man Touchdown Award. And a lot of people would probably think the Dontari Poe
that was my
touchdown
pick.
pass. Which, yeah, that was a nice touchdown. But for me, I like guys who can catch the ball and run it. So I went with Taylor Lewan.
Oh, okay, Taylor Lewan.
Yes, he caught it almost like a screen pass from Mariota and took it to the house. It was only maybe 7 yards, but it was nice.
Very William Perry-esque.
Yeah, it was a nice touchdown. I enjoyed
Fridge
it.
Award. Maybe that's what we should
yeah.
we should rename it. The Fridge Award. Well, those are some excellent awards. I think the NFL should start incorporating some of these into their year-end awards. Let me ask you one more before we go to break here. What was your favorite game of this last season? I'll go first so you can think about it for a minute. I think my favorite game I watched this last year was more of a defensive game than anything. There was some blunders in it. It was exciting. It was a divisional game. I believe it was Sunday Night Football between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Both teams had an opportunity in overtime to win the game with chip shot field goals. Both teams missed their field goals, and it was pretty unbelievable. Heck of a game. Defenses were incredible, and it actually ended in a tie. So what about you? What would your favorite game from this past season be?
You know, I'm probably going to have to go with the Broncos-Saints game.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good game, especially when it came down to the end. And I feel like when people talk about the greatest games this year in the NFL, they kind of forget about this one.
I kind of forgot about it. I'm not going to lie. I don't even remember how it ended.
Well, I'm about to tell you.
If I do remember correctly, it was a very close game that came down to the end.
It did. It came down to the very end where the Saints were kicking an extra point either to send it to overtime or to win it. I'm not really sure. But they were kicking an extra point, and two rookies on the Broncos defense, Justin Simmons and Will Parks. One of them, I believe it was Justin Simmons, who blocked the extra point. He jumped over the line, blocked the extra point, and Will Parks took it back and scored 2 points.
So they won the game on a blocked extra point return for 2 points?
Yes.
I don't remember how I don't remember that.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
That sounds pretty incredible. Well, there are your award winners for some of the most prestigious awards in all of sports, the Inside the Trenches Awards show. And I think that they should definitely come and pick up their awards in studio. They're waiting for them. So feel free to any of you award winners to come to the studio and pick up your awards.